Hello everyone, and welcome to this new mini-series about clerics. In this series, I'm gonna try to show you how you can ease your healing experience in group PvP with some simple tricks, binds, and a correct use of your skills. There are loads of things to say about cleric. Now, I'm not aware of all of them, and I wouldn't have time to talk about all of them here anyway. So what I'm gonna try and do is share with you what I know about cleric, part of which you may know already, and you'll be free to make up your own mind about whether you want to take that advice or not. One of the things that helped me a lot as a cleric is to have binds for targeting my group members. I use the default F1 to F6 personally, but you're free to use whichever you find easiest really. I don't like to click them for two reasons. First, because it's obviously slower. Now, I'm not a good clicker, so I take like 1 second to select my group member before I can throw a heal on them. And I believe as good as clicker as you can be, you can't be as fast as if you had them bound. And second, because sometimes you press your mouse key but you don't release it straight away, which will only change the position of that target in the group and not actually select them. Ordering your group in terms of who will be the most likely to need heals and dispels helps a lot. The closest people to me in my group are usually going to be the first targets of the opposite team, so that's most likely going to be a cloth. I also try and keep the people who can dispel in the closer spots in my group. So say you got a second cleric in your group, for example, you want to dispel them first and as fast as you can. Firstly, because if you get CC'd or silenced before their silence or CC wears off, you'll both be looking at each other wondering how screwed you just got. And second, because whatever heal you would be casting instead of dispelling them, that cleric could be casting it as well as you are if they were not silenced. As you can see, for example, in this video, I waited for the end of my heal to dispel my second cleric, which caused me to be covered silence meanwhile. What I should have done is stop my heal when he gets silenced, then dispel him, then either dispel myself to prevent the silence cover or cast my heal again, knowing that if I did get silenced, he would be able to dispel it. I actually did two other mistakes in the previous clip. Not only did I let myself get covered silence, I also used the dispel pot while I was. As a cleric, you should never, ever, ever let yourself get covered silence. Otherwise, whoever will be focused, be it you or one of your group members, will not get any heals for the length of the cover, which usually results in a clear and simple death. Even if there is a second cleric in your group, you should not rely on the fact that they'll dispel, because they may not be able to, as you have just seen. Additionally, unless you are the focus and one of your first two debuffs is some kind of defense reduction, do not waste your dispel pot on such situation, as you may just get silenced again afterwards without the need of a cover. If you're rolling with another cleric or another bard, try and stay away from each other, so if an AoE CC is thrown, only one of you will take it, as well as glad AoEs that can proc goatstones and such. You can ask your group leader to put a mark on each of you, so you can quickly see where you're standing with respect to each other. If you're in a group, you may get silence after you use a pot on a silence already. All you can do about it is cut the line of sight of the enemy trying to silence you. If it's a Goatstone proc, obviously you don't see it coming, so you can't do shit about it. But if it's a Sorcerer or an SM, for example, you can target them or see the cast animation if you're used to it, so you know when to get out of reach. This applies to silence as well as any type of castable CC, be it Sleeping Storm, Fear Shriek, Dance of the Jester, Restraint Cannon, I don't know, you name it. Ultimately, if you're about to get hit by an AoE and you can't do anything about it, move away from your group so you don't train them. That's all for today. Next time we'll dig deeper into cleric skills, what they do, how and when to use them and stuff like that. Stay tuned for more. Until next time!